Day 52 of learning Valorant. We started off in the shooting range doing our over flicking drill where we are dominating the scene. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you flick in the wrong, or you move in the wrong direction sometimes. But, you know, a lot of the times where it seems like I'm moving in the wrong direction, it's when the bot spawns closer to the middle where some people say, oh, you can just flick. But I prefer to just move in the same direction because movement equals more movement practice versus not moving, which is, you know, less moving practice. So that's why I do that. Now that one's like right on the edge where I could have done either way. So, you know, it's kind of you should only do it within like a certain distance, but I do kind of like doing it that way. I think it makes sense to me in my head to practice movement more rather than just flicking when it's close to the crosshair. Here we hop into our deathmatch. We're practicing our peeking. We're practicing our movement, right? So you might be confused if you watched yesterday's episode where I talk about, oh, I need to practice not re-peeking the same angle over and over again when I know there's someone there. Because I don't really, not going to talk about that much today. That's mostly because I played these games before I edited that video. I'm trying to catch up with my edits, but it's kind of just a problematic situation where I don't have the time, but then I need to make sure I play. So like the playing becomes before the editing. But I just need to, you know, have the time one day to catch up and then boom, I'll fix the whole situation. But then it'll also give me a buffer, which is important. Because right now, if I have one day where I'm busy, I'm just not going to be able to get a video out, which would suck. So I do need to take the time to fix that. But I am a pretty busy person, okay? Now, we hop into our ranked game where we're having a lot of shooting error. Hygiene, kind of bad. One thing I did remember tomorrow, I don't know if I should talk about that today or tomorrow. I guess I'll just talk about it today. Okay, this is kind of confusing the way I'm referencing timeline. I should just pretend like the timeline doesn't exist. Is that when I was fixing my hygiene, I created a rule where I can't shoot unless I like physically lift my fingers off of the keys on my keyboard. And that really helps with hygiene. And I just didn't keep following that rule when I switched to working on peeking, which is pretty bad. Like if I establish some cheat code that allows me to, you know, accomplish my dreams and hopes, I should really follow that cheat code going forward into eternity until I can figure out how to do it without cheating, right? So I think I start doing that tomorrow, and I remember, oh yeah, I made that personal rule because I'm incompetent. I'm going to blame my keyboard, you know, like something about key press depth, a style of switch, weight, you know, somewhere along the lines it got messed up. Maybe it's an optical switch. I don't really know all that many keyboard terms, but I do know that I used my dismisses a lot more effectively today. I think I just got bored there. I don't know what happened. Like there was like two people pushing up. I don't even think they hit the trip yet. Maybe they did, and I swung off it, but I didn't get a kill, so it's very sad. But one thing I noticed in today's gameplay is that it was looking a bit cleaner than my previous days. Now, there are still some shooting error problems, but one of them is when I'm just spraying and like running gunning, right, which is fine. And then the other issue I noticed is essentially that guy with an op can kill me quite easily when I'm holding that angle. How do you know when someone has an op? I guess one way you know is you like pay attention to how much money they have and just be aware of when they can purchase an op, right? If they have like above 5,700 credits and maybe they died the previous round, you'd be like, oh, they could buy an op. But do you really play around an op, or do you just take the first death to an op and then play around it like, oh, this person likes buying ops, they're an op buyer, right? Because not a lot of people like to buy ops. I probably should buy an op more. They're pretty overpowered. But it's just kind of annoying to buy one because if you miss your shot, it feels really bad, right? Like it feels bad when you miss a shot with another gun, but missing an op shot feels horrible. Look at these dismiss plays, okay? A lot of people say, oh, you need to use your abilities. Look at that. The reaction speed, the zone in. Now, that would have been a sick play if there wasn't another enemy behind me. I wasn't even aware someone was flanking, so that's just bad game sense. Here, I throw a really bad smoke, but I end up getting a kill off of it, so maybe it's actually a meta smoke. Okay, so I have a problem with this when I'm smoking here. Whenever I play Omen, it's like if you don't smoke correctly, they can like stand on that back platform and shoot through. But then if you smoke too far forward, they get like a bunch of options to exit the smoke. So I'm sure there's like a perfectly aligned smoke that you can find and it'll work great, but I have yet to find it. Now you might say, oh, just look it up and copy someone else's smoke. right? But I think the last person I watched a video play Omen on this map, they use like the clear, the see-through smoke placement, and I don't like using that. I like using the purple world smoke placement. Here, I think the neon just forgot to click. Quite lucky on my part. This neon was kind of insane, just like running forward. W key. I guess you could counter that by buying a judge. You know, she was buying a judge, but you could counter a judge with a judge. I think that's how it works. You know, here I get a kill with the stinger, and then I remember my teammate died, so I go grab their gun. Thinking about doing a risky teleport play, decide against it, flank around. Don't really check that back area because I think we know where everyone is on the map. Obviously not, because I'm still clearing angles that people don't exist on. Here, kind of get caught out. Didn't reload my gun. You know, that's why I say always reload your gun after you shoot 2 bullets. Because you don't want to be in a situation where you run out of ammo. Defuse the bomb, win the round, quite easy. I didn't know my Reyna was going to die there, so I thought I was safe from that angle. Here, I was aiming too high with the shotguns. You want to kind of aim so like the top of the shotgun is like on the middle of their face, so you get a bunch of body shots too. But I was aiming at her head like I was using a regular gun. Like, I think if I have any other gun there, she's dead. But because I bought the shorty and aimed too low, I die. That was a pretty lucky kill, to be honest. That should not have been a kill. And then I get punished by the karmic gods with the Reyna fast pushing me there while I'm stuck on the, whatever it's called, zip line. I think I need to like practice quick zip line movement because it felt like I was stuck on the zip line there for like 30 minutes. Here I just get killed from behind because I killed someone B when I was lurking, and I could not imagine there'd be another person B like that late into the round. But apparently there was, which is very interesting. Nice little 3K. We ended up losing this game, but I played pretty well, so, you know, I'm not that angry about it. We hop into the aim training, working on keeping that accuracy up, right? Because that's the most important thing. Building up good technique, flick, micro adjust, right? It might not look like I'm micro adjusting, or maybe it does. I don't know what it looks like to regular human eyes. To my eyes, I can kind of see it. You know, you see me kind of move a little bit more, but my flicks are just so accurate because I'm a beast that I don't have to micro adjust that much. You know, they call me the aim god, the God King aim interesting person of the year award. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow.